Chapter 5, Lesson 4, The New Kingdom. In the last section, you read about the Old and Middle Kingdom. In this lesson, you will read about some important rulers of the New Kingdom. I'm going to place my phone down so I could go ahead and read the rest of the reading guide. Please follow along with your own. A woman's pharaoh. What was the significance of Queen Hatshepsut rule? The New Kingdom included some of Egypt's most powerful rulers. These pharaohs moved the capital from Memphis to Thebes. They made Egypt stronger through trade and military conquest. Queen Hatshepsut was the first woman to rule as pharaoh. She was the wife of a pharaoh who died soon after he took power. She then ruled with her stepson, Thutmose III. In 1472 BC, she declared herself the only ruler. Unlike other New Kingdom pharaohs, Hatshepsut not only expanded Egypt by waging war, but also by increasing trade. She sent her largest trading expeditions across the eastern desert to the Red Sea. Egyptian ships sailed south to the African land of Punt. Traders returned with herbs, spices, live monkeys, and other rare and exotic goods. Like other pharaohs, Hatshepsut built monuments to proclaim her glory. She had tall obelisks constructed on which carvers recorded her great deeds in hieroglyphs. An obelisk is a four-sided shaft with a pyramid-shaped top. After ruling for 15 years, Hatshepsut disappeared. She may have died peacefully, or her stepson Thutmose III may have killed her. After her death, Thutmose became pharaoh and tried to destroy all record of her reign. We know about her today because her damaged temple and tomb were found and restored. Question 1. How did Hatshepsut try to make Egypt richer? Backside. A reforming pharaoh. How did Akhenaton try to change Egyptian religion? Akhenaton became ruler in 1353 BC. As ruler, he tried to shape Egyptian religion. He declared a sun god named Aton the most important god and closed the temples of other gods. He promoted the worship of one god for the first time in Egyptian history. Priests who served other gods suddenly lost power. They became angry. They also feared that the pharaoh's actions had angered the old gods. To avoid conflict with those priests, Akhenaton moved to a new capital called Akhenaton. Akhenaton's new ways of thinking affected art. For the first time, Egyptian art showed a pharaoh realistically. For example, carvings of Akhenaton showed his large stomach. Akhenaton's new religion did not last long. 3 years later, Akhenaton died. A young relative named Tutankhamun became pharaoh. The boy relied on his advisors to help him rule Egypt. They convinced him to reject the new religion and worship the old gods. What changes did Akhenaton make? That was your second question. Moving on to the third section. A powerful pharaoh. How did Ramses II expand Egypt? In 1279 BC, 44 years after Tutankhamun died, Ramses II became pharaoh. His 66-year reign was among the largest in history. He was a strong military leader who expanded the empire through war. Under Ramses' rule, Egypt extended its territory south into the African kingdom of Nubia. The empire also stretched to the eastern rim of the Mediterranean Sea on the border with the Hittite Empire. The Egyptians and Hittites were enemies. Soon after he became pharaoh, Ramses led an army against the Hittites. After the battle, Ramses claimed victory and negotiated a peace treaty with the Hittites. It was the first known peace treaty in world history. After this treaty, no enemy threatened Egypt while Ramses ruled. To honor himself, Ramses built a city called the House of Ramses. It included a temple guarded by four 66-foot statues of Ramses himself. Ramses' long and peaceful reign made the Egyptian government stable. No enemy threatened Egypt while Ramses ruled. After Ramses died, the central government slowly weakened. After about 1070 BC, a series of foreign powers ruled Egypt. Alexander the Great, the king of Macedonia, conquered Egypt. After his death, Macedonians ruled Egypt for a long time. The last Macedonian ruler was Queen Cleopatra. In time, the Roman Empire conquered Egypt. What were Ramses II's accomplishments?